What do you do in a post scarcity world? In a I guess, in a world where you don't actually have to sweat or hustle to make a living anymore? What's going to become of you? Um, Anyway, I was listening to the Uncommon Cast RX, and in talking about Zero-One episodes 1 and 2, they mentioned that post-scarcity world and how sci-fi sometimes represents the fears of people, being that they'll starve to death because they can't work. But what about the opposite of that fear? What about when you're so affluent that you don't need to work because you have robots or androids who you can use effectively as slaves? What does that do to a person, and how great is that for them, really? I'm not sure, and I may or may not get more into that. Anyway, this is MJ. I love Tokusatsu, and right now I want to talk about Kamen Rider Zero-One, Episode 5. This is MJ Loves Toku 18, Burning Otaku Passion. So, first of all, I'm going to be talking about what's new, and this episode we have a new corrupted, or Humagear, I should say, and it's some sort of stone fossilized shellfish thingy that drills through stuff. Anyway, it looks pretty cool. I enjoy it. I don't know what else to say. I really do like the designs in the show, how simple they are for the Humagear, how simple but effective they are. Really, really cool stuff. Something else new is that there's a shotgun attaché or briefcase weapon that Ames is going to be using. Who knows if Hedon is going to be using one too, but I find it interesting that they have similar technology in the attaché cases being weapons as well. Anyway, Yaiba develops it, and I guess she develops it because that seems to be what she does, although we haven't seen her in a lab or anything, which would be pretty cool. Anyway, she has Fuwa tested out for her, and it blows him away, as well as damaging a part of the manga artist in this episode, his place, and it takes a chunk out of... well, I think it kind of hurts the Humagear, and it almost hurts Aruto, which is interesting that that Fu was like so reckless. But maybe he wasn't reckless. Maybe it was more that it just had so much kick to it that he couldn't really handle it. So anyway, that was kind of a neat thing. So next up in the what's new section is I have some pretty cool images of the what is it, burning tiger? I don't even know what it's called. But the tiger, which has the fire, or the power of fire, I really do like this form. I think, oh hey, I was looking for on the sides of his head, where are the green hopper parts, but they don't seem to be there. I wonder if they slid somewhere else, or maybe they're, did they get tucked into his shoulder pads or something? Because, looking at the suit in this episode, thinking about how the hopper armor parts move around, I noticed that it looks like most of his chest armor or torso armor goes onto his back. So the hopper stuff goes on his back, and the other parts take the forefront and either look like a hawk or a shark, or sorry, I've got my baby boy here, or a tiger in this instance. And I thought it was really funny that he was a tiger hopping through a flaming ring to do his final attack on this Humagear, and it's just kind of funny. Not that I dig circuses or whatever, but it's is it a tiger or a lion that traditionally in the circus would jump through a flaming hoop? Anyway, regardless, he does it here. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty dope finisher. Yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say. It looked really cool, and I wanted to capture it. I really do like how creative all these finishers are. This is only the 5th episode, but so far, I mean, they are relying pretty heavily on CGI to make these finishers more exciting, but that doesn't really bother me. I wonder if they're going to maintain it, or if that'll drop off, or if they figured out just the right way to do everything so that it balances out properly. Anyway, cool stuff. I really like the fact that he was shooting fire from his palms too. That was a great addition, a great power that he had, and I just like it a lot. Oh, by the way, I thought Seiji Takawa was the... Oh, you know what? Looking at him from another angle, it looks like he does have the hopper mask on. Oh, maybe that's on his upper arms. I'm not sure. I don't know where the rest of the hopper mask is. But anyway, I like tiger form. It looks pretty cool. And I don't really have much else to say about it. So I don't think I'm going to talk about this next time, or include. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it next time. The weird hooded Mitsuki .net guy. Sorry, I'm going to learn that. He attacks another good Humagear and corrupts him and causes him to go on a rampage or whatever. But anyway, I mean, you get it if you've been watching the show. You know they do this. If you watched it, you saw how creepy and effective it was. And I just wanted to highlight it one last time and say that I'm not going to be doing that anymore so I can focus on other stuff. This time during the transformation at the mangaka's house, I was really impressed with how they did the shot of the Hopper armor coming onto Aruto. And I like the look we got at his undersuit. I think it's pretty darn neat, and I don't know, I kind of like to see it expanded upon later in the future. Another thing, that shotgun, the Kong form of Fu's Kong form is able to handle the recoil on it, so he can use the shotgun, and there's a really great shot of him and Flaming Tiger or whatever together, and he's doing a pose. I was kind of expecting the O's tiger pose, and I'm glad they didn't do that one, because that'd be repetitive, but his tiger pose looks a little silly. Okay, so another fun thing is there's this episode focuses on a mangaka. His name is Ishizumi, and his logo looks very, very much like the Ishimori Productions logo. And for those of you who don't know, I'm going to put it on the screen, and it'll be included on the blog. Ishimori Productions is the company that Ishinomori, the creator of Kamen Rider, Cyborg 001, etc., had. That was his manga corporation, and I think Ishimori Production owns the rights to all his other, basically everything he produced. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, he, where the eyes were, he used pens with nibs, and then somewhere in Ishimori's in the Ishimori Production logo there were eyeballs, and in the Ishizumi one there were eyeballs as well. So just wanted to point that out. Like I said, I thought it was cool. But gosh, overall I really did like this episode, and let's see, I wanted the next section to be talking about things that are coming in the future, and I wanted this section to be focusing on all the things that were new, or all these are the new. So actually the next section is going to be stuff that's cool, and this episode dealt with the mangaka, so they ended up doing this really great thing where they had the screen broken up into manga panels, and you got reaction shots of Izu and Yaiba and Ishizumi, and then I didn't capture the greatest image, but you get to see Zero-One hopping from one panel to the next while he's doing his attack on the Humagear, and that was pretty cool. So I like that a lot. Great visual. I might steal that card for doing stuff here on the show. But so, Ishizumi's failing, his moral failing, his loss of passion, and his turning into a cold, calculating guy who is willing to basically own Humagear as slaves and drive them to the point where they wear down and break down, and he doesn't have any consideration for them, is pretty terrible. And it relates back to my little moral questioning in the beginning of the episode. And I like that they're raising the question, and they pretty succinctly or neatly tie it up and have him moving on and being inspired or regaining his inspiration and refusing or not take, or he takes on Humagear or Humagear to do his panels, his background, so that he can focus on the great action in the foreground. And that's a nice tidy way to tie it all up, and I guess I'm happy with that. And then at the very end we get some weird thing with the Mitsuki.net guys, and I don't really want to talk about it. One of them says he's the other's father, and I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't like it. And then kind of reminds me of Sailor Moon. Apparently what they're doing is they shouldn't be going after the Progrise keys, they should be going after the Extinctorize keys, because they're going to use those to gather enough battle data in order to resurrect the Ark or whatever and cause their robo apocalypse. So that's kind of what's going on, and I guess we'll see developments with that and him supposedly being the guy's son in the future. That's all for now. Check out mjlt18.com for more of my work. I'm currently reviewing Spider-Man comics and writing original fiction you can find there. I am also covering Ultra Fight Galaxy, which is an official thing from Super Rare Productions on their YouTube channel. So you can check that out on Going Ultra. Let me see. Oh, I'm an aspiring author who will gladly accept your financial support through coffee. And MJ Loves Toku can be found on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and mjmunoz.com/mjlt. Relevant links are in the show notes. If you had a good time, like and share this, subscribe and ring that bell to keep up with the latest in my quest to watch all Toku. Check out my Ultraman show, Going Ultra, that I mentioned earlier, and my other channel, Swinging Through Comics, where I review, you guessed it, comic books. And remember, folks, you don't have to yell henshin to be a hero.